Today, we're going to completely redefine leadership. And I don't just mean for CEOs. I mean for anyone leading a team, a community, a project, a business, a nation, or honestly, just leading their own life. We're going to do this by diving into Dr. V's, that's pronounced VE, groundbreaking concepts on biohacking consciousness for leaders of the future. If you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by the weight of expectations, or just, exhausted from constantly trying to prove yourself, you're absolutely going to want to stick around for this.
Okay, let's kick things off by debunking a massive myth right out of the gate. For years, we've all been told that we suffer from this thing called imposter syndrome. But when you actually dive into Dr. V's work with everyone from young professionals right up to retiring executives, the conclusion is crystal clear. You do not have a disease. Society really needs to stop systematically pathologizing everyday self-doubt. I mean, it's not like a cold you just catch, right?
So here's the crucial shift in perspective. What you're actually experiencing, it's an energetic frequency, literally a vibrational signal created entirely within your own body and mind. And believe it or not, it's actually designed to keep you safe. Your mind is simply operating at this sort of unoptimized survival frequency. It's just nature doing its thing, but without the proper tuning, it can leave you feeling completely stuck in the mud.
To get out of that exhausting survival mode, we're going to look at something called the Resonance Clarity Framework. This framework elegantly breaks down our daily, moment-to-moment operating states into 3 distinct minds, or frequency states.
Now, check out how easily we fall into the trap of these first 2 minds. When the imposter mind pairs up with the absorber frequency, we just soak up everyone else's chaos. Or when the protector mind pairs with the defender frequency, we aggressively shield ourselves using, perfectionism. But that third state, the angelic mind, that is where your deep peace and intuitive clarity actually live.
Let's zoom in on those first 2 states for a second. The imposter mind acts exactly like an energetic sponge. It absorbs the heavy expectations, the stress, all the chaos of the people around you. And because you're literally carrying everyone else's baggage, you naturally feel heavy and inadequate. So to survive that, your brain spins up the protector mind to defend you. It forces you to micromanage, to overwork, or maybe the opposite, to play it super small and quiet just so nobody figures you out. It keeps you safe for sure, but man, it causes a lot of ongoing headaches.
But just imagine what happens when you shift into your angelic mind. It's a total game changer. You stop absorbing the chaos. You stop frantically defending yourself. Instead, you just resonate. This is your true baseline. It's the absolute best version of you. In this state, you lead with pure, intuitive clarity, and you experience this profound, deep peace. You naturally command authority without forcing it. Your internal frequency is peaceful, and as a result, you radiate that exact same vibe outward, which just naturally lifts up everybody around you.
Let's ground this with a real-world example, okay? Let's look at Sarah. She was a highly educated corporate executive, a senior VP at a Fortune 500 tech firm, top-tier university degrees, the whole shebang. On paper, she looked absolutely unstoppable. But behind closed doors, she was running on fumes, deeply exhausted.
Here's the wild part. Sarah managed a massive global team of 400 people, but before every single board meeting, her imposter mind would just light up. Walking into those boardrooms, she operated entirely as an absorber. She would instantly take on the CEO's anxiety, soak up all the skepticism from the board members. She felt all of it.
And to survive that crushing weight, her defender frequency kicked into absolute overdrive. What did that look like in the real world? Well, she'd over-prepare these staggering 100-page slide decks. Think about that. She would totally micromanage her team just to guarantee that no one, literally no one, could ever question her competence. It wasn't that she lacked leadership skills, not at all. What she severely lacked was frequency management.
But the power of shifting this internal state is just massive. Once Sarah learned to actually recognize that exhausting defender frequency and intentionally shift into her natural resonator frequency, everything flipped. She stopped the frantic over-preparing dead in its tracks. She truly started leading with effortless authority, and get this, by doing so, she reclaimed 15 hours a week. 15 hours, all just by shifting her internal state.
So if you're listening to this and feeling that high anxiety right now, and you're thinking, hey, I want to reclaim my time exactly like Sarah did, Dr. V has you covered. Let's walk through the 2-step resonance reset. These are highly actionable steps you can literally execute today to break right out of that survival mode.
Step 1 is what we call a pattern interrupt. You simply name the frequency. You see, your brain can really only process one conscious thought at a time.
So when anxiety hits, you stop and ask yourself, am I absorbing someone else's stress right now, or am I building a wall to defend myself? Because your brain has to focus on answering that analytical question, it instantly strips that survival frequency of its power over you. Pretty brilliant, right?
Okay, moving on to step 2. Let's see how this builds. You can't just think your way out of a physiological survival state. You physically have to shift your body's attention to ground yourself. So you create a physical anchor. Plant your feet flat on the floor. Really feel your weight. Drop your shoulders just a little bit. Actually, do it right now. You'll feel it immediately relax you. Then take 3 deep, intentional breaths.
Once your body is firmly anchored and you've stepped out of that panic state, you call on your angelic mind. You do this by asking one incredibly powerful question. What is the most true and resonant action I can take right now? Just by shifting your posture and asking that specific question, you instantly go from anxiously reacting to whatever's happening to intuitively responding.
Ultimately, it all comes down to taking responsibility for your resonance. Now, if you want to find out exactly which frequency is running your leadership right this second, you've got to take the free Resonance Clarity Assessment over at drv.com. And to dive even deeper into biohacking your consciousness for the future, definitely check out Dr. V's podcast, Resonant Leader. But before we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a vital question for your next big challenge. Are you going to walk into the room as a sponge for everyone else's chaos, a defender hiding behind a giant shield of perfectionism? Or are you ready to step into your true power and simply resonate? The frequency you choose literally dictates the reality you experience.
This is Dr. V. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey. Your journey, I'm sure. And if you want to know exactly which frequency is running your leadership right now, I invite you to take the free Resonance Clarity Assessment. You'll find the link in the show notes. You can take responsibility for your resonance. And I shall see you next time. Bye for now.